Houston, Texas, look behind you, 'cause that's where the Rangers gonna be.
Quick play on Douglas. Stevens, Riley, Douglas.
Not a good handball.
Van Berlo gets them out of trouble. Griffin, Henderson, and takes them on and wins. Wasn't tackled to the point that he couldn't get a handball away. Van Berlo, Petrenko, back towards Henderson. He calls Maric out of it, says it's mine, throws it up long. Walker, well, it wasn't his until it was. He didn't jump for it. He was just hoping the pack would misread it.
Good call, Dwayne. I think he thought Kurt Tippett was going to fly, amongst others, and it's just floated over the back a little bit longer. In the end, he had a little bit of space between the ball and himself to come floated in nicely. Kurt Tippett did some good work in the front there just to hold off his opponent, but important mark inside the forward 50. You haven't seen too many of these from the Adelaide Crows forwards.
His best ever day at the office is a 5-goal game against Hawthorn. Taylor Walker, and he gets his first for the afternoon.
Well, they finally got the first go of the quarter, the Adelaide Crows, but they made hard work of it. And in the end, it was just a long ball in to 30 metres out to Walker. It took an uncontested mark. Now, I'm sure Alistair Clarkson will be disappointed that one of his defenders couldn't get a fist on that ball. But nevertheless, good mark and goal.
57 points. Franklin with 2 to beat. Griffin got a hand on it. And Franklin, well, almost beat them both. Armstrong caught a little high. Franklin thought he was caught high before that. Armstrong. Douglas. Tippett can fly if he wants to. He's up and outreached by Walker.
As we speak, that was just too easy on that occasion. Schoenmakers didn't fly. He just got nudged out of the contest and copped it too easily. You'd expect him to make amends after that last miss. This is a much easier kick. Good strong mark.
Spot on, Jace. If you're a key position defender and the ball's in your area, in the air, you just got to go and get a fist on it.
A lean day could look okay in the paper tomorrow. He kicks his second.
They've actually been starved with a bit of footy up forward. They've only had the 36 inside 50, Adelaide, and that's not enough to win a game of football. You've got to be getting 50 plus. Sometimes 45 will get you in the contest, but 50 plus to give your forwards the opportunity to kick a big enough score to win the match. And unfortunately, Tippett and Walker haven't seen enough. Tippett's been pretty good with his 4 goals and just a couple to Walker, but they'd like to see a lot more of the footy.
2 old SANFL friends, Brian Schoenmakers and Taylor Walker.
Neil Craig will like this because when Melbourne go forward, Melbourne aren't going to score, so if we don't score, that's okay because we've got a 5-goal lead at the moment.
Adelaide with the numbers around this as well. Off hands though. Miller, Jones, handball smothered. Sloan with Johncock. Armstrong. Van Berlo. More seconds tick by. Doughty, can he get there? Bate. Doughty showed him the ball and then handballed it away. Goodwin. Walker calls for it wide in his direction and he's got it.
Go along with the square with Griffin and Tippett. So Neil Craig loading up his full forward line with the 2 talls.
Gets onto it, sends it very long. There's the backbreaker. Adelaide will win.
Good conversion. This kid hasn't had a big day, but that's a pretty handy goal from Walker. Worked okay, worked hard enough, but just hasn't fallen his way, and that's often the case for a forward. And the playing that deep role in today's modern footy. But I think he's going to go, he won't die wondering. He's had 14 possessions, as you pointed out, Spud, and now got 1 goal too. So he's played his role.
Ball up.
Well, that was really promising there from Jack Watts. He saw an option and he went flat out. And I think that's the gear that he's got to play in.
Intensity.
Marriage. Can't break free. High free kick, and it'll be Adelaide's ball.
Go to John Cobb.
Vince. So Van Berlo peeling wide. Splendid kick. Yench. Good hands.
It's not very good hands. I swear that was Paul Pleasure marking that ball then.
It's a good kick as well.
Doughty. And he just pops it in Taylor Walker's territory. And he could finish with 2 to seal this victory.
50.
He comes to the goal line against Warnock, and game 50 might be a memorable one for Matthew Warnock.
Well, he's had a pretty dusty day. Warnock, he started on Tippett, and now he's going on Taylor Walker, so slow his colours today. Matthew Warnock playing his 50th game.
Back out to a 43-point margin, and Walker has 2 in the final term.
Hard to knock over here the Crows when they get a bit of a sniff. They win in with a handy lead. Melbourne challenge, but when the game gets broken, they're pretty powerful again. Even though it's hard to believe this side is only 4 wins now, Danny. And I still think that Neil Craig's entitled to have a down year and be given another opportunity to take the side back to the top. I still think there's a lot of promise left in this group of mainly young players.
It gives to Zaharakis in board to Prismal. Trying to shake off Douglas, but that's no good. Yench has got it, gives to Thompson.
He has to wait until he gets numbers from behind. Vince was happy to oblige, but he can charge down the wing and kick it into a 4-on-4 situation. Tippett loves the 50-50. Taylor Walker might just about do the rest.
The worst possible start they could have hoped for is what we're seeing here tonight. Adelaide becoming a dangerous team late in the season, or into the second half of the season. Quinn getting it out. Lovett Murray. That was not a bad option, just to gain a bit of territory, get it out of immediate danger. Have to be a ball up here, surely. Umpire Hayes circling, waiting, and eventually conceding. The umpires in recent weeks have really been letting it go, just letting the ball eventually come out of these big ugly scrums. Paul Pleasure been good, very active early on. Douglas, that was good. Henderson off the outside of the boot. Walker looking for someone going past. There isn't one, so he uses the left boot. He uses it beautifully. That's his second. And suddenly it's a little willing. Perhaps a bit of frustration from the Bombers. They're having an awful opening quarter. Coming here tonight to try and put to rest the horrible memory of last year's elimination final shellacking, beaten by 96 points, and here they are nearly 6 goals down before quarter time.
Just watch Slattery here, lost footing, he took his eyes off Walker, got caught on the back foot. It's not what you want as a key defender on the last line of defence, and far too easy there for Taylor Walker. Tough place to be though if you're kicking the Zaharakis on a lead. They've just got to go deep inside 50.
So the Crows by 34 as the second term starts. Essendon with a long way to climb back.
Thanks, Scott.
Adelaide really running into some form. They have an interesting draw ahead of them. They could win quite a few games between now and the last couple of rounds when they face Collingwood and St Kilda. Geelong over here in a couple of weeks might be an interesting test, just on form, but let's not put the cart before the horse. There are 3 quarters to be played here. Marich and Ryder, and Thompson it is who wins the clearance, and it lobs onto the chest of Walker.
He's a natural forward, this lad. Just moves, everything he moves says forward line, doesn't it? He can kick a freak goal, he can mark it. He's got a bit of excitement about him. He's taken his pennants back at his local club too in this SANFL footy.
Why has he gone in and out of the side?
I think it's a bit about his defensive stuff. It tends to be all duck and no dinner. A lot of young players.
From Broken Hill, Taylor Walker from outside 50. 2 goals in the first quarter. A third here. It's Adelaide by 40.
So 40 points. Just one goal.
Where the Rangers gonna be.